What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Sydney Roosters Diehards, and welcome back to another Sydney Roosters Diehards news roundup. We're going to be going through the latest Roosters news and opinions from the last couple of days or so, as we are getting closer to the end of 2025. The content is starting to come a little bit rogue at the moment. Not too sure whether or not we will continue over the Christmas New Year's break, but we'll let you guys know as soon as we know. But we'll go through another quick recap for the news roundup over the last couple of days or so. So thank you very much for tuning in so far. If you're new here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the Sydney Roosters Diehards, and chuck us a video, a like, a comment on the socials. Give us a follow on the Instagram for your latest Roosters news and opinions as well. We'll start with the breaking news from yesterday that the Sydney Roosters have been issued a breach notice by the NRL for some salary cap issues. I'll get the official statement up from the NRL. I'll get the official statement up from the NRL here. Breach notice of salary cap and team selection protocols. The National Rugby League has today issued the breach notice for the Sydney Roosters in relation to the salary cap overspend and the Melbourne Storm in relation to team selection protocols. The details of the breaches are proposed sanctions as follows. The Sydney Roosters, the NRL salary cap auditor, has found the Sydney Roosters spent $38,356 over the 2024 supplementary list and training wage salary cap. While the breach is the lower end of the scale, it is proposed that the club will issue with a fine of $36,000, which reflects on balance of the club's supplementary list and training wage overspend, which, when applied against unearned spend with respect to its top 30 salary cap calculations in 2024. It is also proposed that the amount of $36,000 is applied to the club's future supplementary list and training wage salary cap calculations, while the Melbourne Storm has reviewed the NRL that the Storm have not followed proper process around the team selections on at least two separate occasions in 2025 relating to a player who was on the training contract. It is supposed that the Melbourne Storm be issued a fine of $25,000, half of which will be suspended for 2 years. Both clubs will have extended opportunity to respond to the breach notices given the time of year. Given the time, obviously, during the Christmas break. I think the Roosters Club office at the moment is out of action at the moment, I believe. So that's why we've been giving him more time to respond to it, because we're not on site at the moment, I guess. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you think about this. Look, honestly, I don't think it's all too concerning whatsoever. I think this is just, a simple solution. I believe so. If I can get my head around it, I think what has happened is that the Roosters training salary, so maybe club staff towards training and maybe top train trial guys, I believe. We've gone over our salary cap for that, I believe, and it's only $38,000, so it's got nothing to do with our top 30, I believe. So it's nothing against the serious breaches of salary cap that we've seen in the past with the Dogs in 2002, Storm in 2010, Parramatta in 2016. So it's on the lower end of the salary cap breaches. But it's got nothing to do with our top 30 either. So that, I guess, like I said, I don't think there's anything to worry about from the Roosters' point of view, but it has happened. $38,000 over, I believe, in the training wage. And then we've been fined $38,000 to complement that, and also been, I think we've been reduced $38,000 for the next couple of seasons in the training wage point of view. So, nothing to worry about from a Roosters on the field point of view. This is just a club thing that they'll sort out over the next couple of weeks or so, but got nothing involving next year with our club points or previous seasons. It's happened in the 2024 season, so this was 2 years ago, but the NRL have found that we've done something wrong. But like I said, I don't think there's anything to worry about in a Roosters point of view going forward, but I find it pretty funny in my honest opinion. But what I will say is that I just love the absolute meltdown from rival fans right now. Just seeing as I told you the Roosters were salary cap cheats and all that, and they're trying to look further into the Roosters. I'll kick them out of the comp and all that's just like, hold your horses, guys. Like, I know they're probably seeing it as a funny thing like us, but there is nothing to worry about as a Roosters point of view. But let the rival fans just absolutely have a meltdown over this and be like, oh my God, I knew there was salary cap cheats. Kick him out of the comp. It's like, chill, guys, chill. There is literally nothing to worry about from a Roosters point of view. I just love how they get all salty about us. Obviously we have that reputation that, we go out and buy players and people question that we're over the salary cap or under the salary cap, or all that kind of stuff every season. So, and then when you see an article saying that the Roosters were caught with salary cap breaches, the whole NRL were like, "Oh my god, we finally got him!" And then you realize, oh, it's a training wage. It's basically a slap on the wrist of the Roosters. So, my message is the rival NRL fans is like, you're never going to catch us. You're never going to get being caught cheating the actual salary cap. The salary cap for our top 30 roster, we will never go over it. Because you know why? Because we have guys like Nick Politis and Mark Boris and everyone in the board and everyone enrolled in the club. We know how to run a successful business. So you won't see this stuff ever. Like the Melbourne Storm, like Parramatta, like the Bulldogs. Like, it's not going to happen because we know what we're doing. Yes, funny to say that, yeah, when we got caught cheating the training wage salary cap, but that's just a simple fix. While you look at other in the past where you've seen, in particular, all those three I just mentioned, they had their points stripped off them. They had premiership stripped off them. Like, I remember the Bulldogs. I remember when Bulldogs fans call salary cap cheats. It's like, well, you guys were actually caught proven cheating your actual salary cap by like over $1 million in the 2002 season. You guys were the top of the ladder by a country mile. And it's fair to say that you guys were definitely going to win that 2002 title before you guys got caught cheating the salary cap. Lost all your points, missed finals. Roosters come from third to win the comp. So suck shit the Bulldogs fans. I think it's one of the reasons why the Bulldogs hate us is because of 2002 where they thought that was the title that got away. And yet we come and swooped in and win it. So, well, don't cheat the salary cap. And obviously Melbourne Storm 2010, they were caught by over $1 million cheating the salary cap. They in a 5-year period where their 2006 minor premiership was stripped. The 2007 minor premiership and premiership was stripped. 2008 minor premiership stripped. 2009 minor premiership and premiership stripped. Their entire points in 2010 gone. They weren't allowed to require any more points. Parramatta, they got their can't get any lower than that. Parramatta got stripped of their Auckland Nines title because they were cheating the salary cap. And not to mention, they lost points and they didn't make the finals that year. So that's obviously the rough end of the scale on the salary cap rise. But we've seen other clubs in the past who've been caught salary cap or involved their club with salaries and all that kind of stuff, the training wage and that, they've been caught. And it's only been like a couple $1,000 fine because we're only $38,000 over. So it's on the minor scale. So it's nothing to worry about from a Roosters point of view. Obviously, we'll deal with this situation. We'll find a way. We won't do it again. I still believe that the Melbourne Storm one should be more serious than ours, in my total opinion. Like, they were $25,000 over their salary cap in their top 30 contract, where they had players on training trials who were $25,000 over. Like it's nothing to worry about from a Roosters Storm point of view. So I think my counter argument is like, oh, absolutely throw the kitchen sink at the clubs like the Roosters in Melbourne who are trying to provide for these younger kids coming through. Like, that's the only crime we've done. So, but I still think Melbourne's is a little bit more serious because they fail to comply to the rules around the top 30 contracts and team lists each week. So compared to ours, but obviously both have been received a fine for it. And basically moving on from the situation, case closed. That's it. We'll respond to it. We'll pay the fine and we'll get onto it. So I don't think obviously we'll be in a little bit of a media for the week or so, for a couple of days or so. And we'll just go back to normal because it's nothing really much to report. The NRL's found that we've done something wrong. We'll be able to respond to it. We'll pay what we need to owe and then back to business come January. So definitely let the rival fans have their heartstrings pulled a little bit, saying, "Oh, the Roosters finally been caught cheating the salary cap." Then you look at it, it's like, oh, it's only the training wage. Nothing to worry about. So just the way a little bit longer the catches, rival fans. So unlucky. I've also been asked to comment on the Jake Friend situation, which I won't get into too much detail because it's nothing really any of my business. So, but I will provide an update for you guys to see what do you guys ask me. What are my thoughts on it? So obviously, if you haven't heard, Jake Friend and his partner have applied for an AVO. Now, obviously, it doesn't really mean too much as a former player, but because obviously Jake Friend is the head of the Roosters Academy alongside Mitchell Orbison. So he still has a high honour at the club at the moment. Now, personally, there's nothing to say about this. There's nothing really important that should impact Jake Friend as a club perspective. I believe the way it works is that obviously, so I think him and his partner having some troubles in their relationship, and that they've made this a police matter, which automatically applies for an AVO. So, Jake Friend's done nothing wrong legally. It's just, a disagreement, a little bit of a problems in their relationship and marriage. And obviously they feel that the police need to be involved. Once the police gets involved, then the AVO gets a set and then becomes a police matter. So, look, there's no criminal charges going to be laid. There's nothing in the legal setup. He hasn't done anything wrong. It's just a little bit of a disagreement and some problems on that side of things. That's all. I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to comment if who's in the wrong or not. It's not for me to decide. I'm just basically trying to get the facts out for you. This is the situation. So I don't think that this is going to impact Jake Friend as in the club point of view, because he's not. It's like a Victor Radley situation. It's not a police matter in the Toynes that in that kind of way. So look, at the end of the day, look, all the best wishes to obviously Jake and his family. Hopefully it all sorts out, but and it doesn't impact him in the Roosters. But I don't think it will. I don't think it's going to be a Roosters matter. I think it's just for him to sort out with his partner and the law, decide what's the best shape of action, AVO, all that kind of stuff. But that's, I think, what's going to happen. I don't know. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to comment. I'm just trying to provide the information for you guys so you guys have your all your inquiries and questions about it. And that's all I'm going to tell you at the moment, because, like I said, this is not for me to decide. It's a police matter. That's about it. But obviously my thoughts are with everyone involved in that situation, because, it is obviously involving a former Roosters player and head of Roosters Academy in Jake Friend. So, and the last thing I'll touch on is obviously the Roosters have completed their Kokoda track there in Papua New Guinea with obviously great. I've been seeing a lot of images and videos on PNG pages and on Facebook and that over the last couple of days. And I have shared things on the Diehards Instagram page as well. It's just actually just a beautiful thing to see. How the PNG fans have embraced the Roosters being over there. It doesn't matter what team they support. They are massive, passionate rugby league fans, and to see the love and support that they're showing to the Roosters. Obviously Kokoda is a massive ordeal for. Obviously, you got entrenched in nostalgia and history around Australia and obviously Papua New Guinea as well. So obviously the Roosters, part of the preseason, they're doing the Kokoda Trail as a little bit of a preseason camp. Obviously, it's got massive ties to Australian Army Corps. Obviously, former past and present men and women who served our country were part of that Kokoda thing. Well, in World War II, or in World War II, I believe, or something like that. So, obviously, got a significant history in a part of Australia and Papua New Guinea as well. And obviously, PNG, they love their rugby league, and seeing an NRL club there in their country doing a preseason is obviously a big deal for them. And they've embraced it. They've come and they've supported. They've asked for photos, videos, all that kind of stuff. It's just really, really been heartwarming to see that kind of stuff. And so congratulations to everyone involved at the Sydney Roosters who are part of that. I know not the whole squad, but majority of the squad were over there. I know Trent Robinson, Teddy, DCE, Reece Robson, and that they're all over there doing the Kokoda Trail, and they've completed it. They've done their preseason camp, and congratulations to them. And then a day later, they fly back home to Australia, and the whole Roosters squad and coaching staff and everyone involved with the Roosters were down at the Bondi Memorial yesterday to pay their respects to the obviously to the families and the victims involved in that tragedy attack there in Bondi on Sunday. You can just see by the players' emotions over the last couple of days, and after being there when they were there yesterday, it is a big ideal for the Roosters as a club and the community, because obviously, like I mentioned on Tuesday, that this actually has happened in our heartland, in our community, and to see the heartbreak and emotion that the Roosters players and the club showed when they were there at the memorial yesterday. They paid the lay of flowers and paid their respects. It's impacted them. It's impacted everyone involved in Bondi and everyone involved in the eastern suburbs. It's impacted me, and I don't live in Bondi. I live in Brisbane, but it still impacted me in some way. no, not the fact that it's happened in our country, but it's also happened in the same area where my team calls home, where my club is established and based and call home. Like that's the dagger for me. Like it's impacted our community, the Roosters community in some respect. Not all of it's Roosters related, like I mentioned, but it has got ties to the Roosters because it's in our area, it's in our heartland. And obviously, we've got a lot of Roosters fans in the eastern suburbs. That's basically where we're from. And to see them show their, getting their terms with it and just seeing the emotion of what has gone on over the last almost a week now. But it was a really nice touch from the Sydney Roosters to pay their respects to everyone involved in that situation. So, and like I said, and will continue for some time now, my love and thoughts and prayers are with everyone involved in that tragedy on Sunday in Bondi. And still trying to wrap my head around the whole situation because it's just absolutely awful. So, but yeah, a really nice touch from the Sydney Roosters to pay their respects there yesterday. And I believe I think the 14th victim identified was a Liverpool fan. Now, I'm a Liverpool fan in the Premier League, and it just hits close to home, mate. Could have been anyone. Could have been anyone there. So, but it's just awful events. So, like I said, my thoughts and prayers are with everyone involved. And, definitely 100% class act from the Sydney Roosters to all rock up there on yesterday and pay their respects to everyone involved. So, but yeah, it's just awful events. And, just awful. And the finish up today's Sydney Roosters Diehards news roundup, posted it today that the New South Wales Rugby League have announced the New South Wales Cup draw and all the lower grades draws for the 2026 season. Now, some good news for us Roosters fans that we're going to see 3 double headers at Allianz Stadium with both New South Wales Cup and Sydney Roosters in the NRL as the headline acts for those 3 events on those three double headers there. So I have it up. I have obviously got the post up for you guys on the Sydney Roosters Diehards Instagram page. If you haven't done so already, please give us a follow. But we have seen. But we'll get it up on here. So these are the dates that are involved. So obviously round 9, they're both in sync with the same rounds. But round 9, Saturday the 2nd of May, the Roosters New South Wales Cup side will host the Canberra Raiders at Allianz Stadium before 5 p.m. Before first grade of round 9 between the Roosters and the Broncos on the Saturday night there, 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Round 16 is a Sunday doubleheader with the Roosters taking on the Newtown Jets at 3:45 at Allianz before Roosters Sharks 6 o'clock kickoff game there in the NRL. And finally, round 20, the Roosters take on the Storm in a doubleheader against the Melbourne Storm. Melbourne Storm have a New South Wales Cup side next year. That's congratulations to them. So, which is good to see. Roosters and the Storm at Allianz Stadium, 5:30 kickoff there in New South Wales Cup with 8 p.m. for first grade on the Friday night there, 17th of July. So we've got 3 double headers in New South Wales Cup this year. Roosters, Canberra, followed by Roosters Broncos, Saturday the 2nd of May. Roosters and the Jets, followed up by the Roosters and the Sharks, Sunday afternoon/evening, Sunday the 21st of June, and Roosters and Melbourne in the doubleheader against the Storm. Friday, 17th of July, 5:30 kickoff for the New South Wales Cup and 8 p.m. for first grade. So some great news. Like it's really, really, really great to see. And it's also a great opportunity to see the younger talent coming through. Obviously, I believe the Roosters have got 7 home games at Wentworth Park. 1 for a Magic Round weekend that they do against the Rabbitohs at Tamworth Park in Tamworth. And obviously 3 home games at Allianz Stadium, which I remember the nostalgia back in the day when we saw obviously have in sync the under 20s in the Roosters in first grade, both played on the same day. Every venue, wherever the Roosters and just say Roosters and Broncos are playing, wherever they're playing, that's where the New South Wales NYC competition played beforehand. It gives an opportunity to see the younger generation and that exposure to that level, and gives an opportunity for fans who aren't familiar an opportunity to see them firsthand. So I think it's a really, really great opportunity that we get more often. I believe as well that we've got 2 away games for double headers. I think we play in round 1, obviously, when we play the Warriors. The New South Wales Cup side will be over there as well. to take on the Warriors beforehand. And I believe when we take on the Melbourne Storm in Melbourne, we also take on the Melbourne Storm away in this World Cup as well. So, like I said, great opportunity to give the exposure for these young kids coming through and give us a little bit of a taste of what they've got, what they're made of, and a bit of the potential they have. And that was always a great opportunity when we saw with the New South Wales Cup, with the NYC under-20s, is that we got to see these, like I remember, when you go to the games in 2015, 2016, we had the guys like Latrell, Joey Manu, Victor Radleys, Nat Butchers. These guys, we watched them in the under-20s level. Like, look at these kids, how good are they? And then you see them rise in the first grade, and then now look at them. Obviously, Joey Manu's no longer at the Roosters in rugby, but we saw Joey Manu come up through the 20s, wins back-to-back premierships in 18, 19, and become one of the best players in the game. Golden Boot winner for the Kiwis. Multiple Dally M Centers of the Year. Latrell, same thing before he went to South. Nat Butcher, he was a captain in the NYC. Come in and he's played multiple first-grade games. He's a senior leader, almost one of the senior leaders of the side. He's won a premiership. Victor Radley is one of our most popular Roosters players. He's won a premiership, come through the NYC. So you can understand what I'm trying to say by seeing them in the exposure, and we see what their potential is, and see when we go, I remember him from back in the day, and get to see these young kids and everyone involved. Everyone gets to see the opportunity what these guys can bring to first grade, and especially the fact that next year that we're going to have the likes of Toby Rodwell playing regular cup each week. We get to see more of Toby Rodwell, what he is capable of going forward. And he is, alongside Hugo Savala, the successor behind Daly Cherry Evans in 2027/2028. We get to see it firsthand what he's made of, what he's capable. And then we know coming into 2027, 2028, Toby Rodwell, he's been killing it in cup. We've seen him, we watched him before a Roosters game, how good he is. So that's what I'm trying to say, that we get to see that opportunity. So it's great that we see more often. So hopefully we get to see more and more as the years go by. And but yeah, also just great to see. So I do recommend, guys, if you are heading out the Roosters game this year, and out of those 3 doubleheaders I just mentioned, get down in early and watch these younger kids go at it and watch the lower grades, because they are really fun to watch, and they've got huge potential and a little bit of glimpse of what's to come with the Roosters in the years to come. So just wanted to get that one out there. But if you guys want the full draw of all the lower grades, New South Wales rugbyleague.com.au, and for the New South Wales Cup draw, same place. And also you can also look that up on the NRL website as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, hit that like button, subscribe to the Sydney Roosters Diehards, give us a follow on the Instagram as well, and we'll see you in the next one. Till then, goodbye for now, and up the chooks.